Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the back office. I have another mystery parcel. Today's one is from Price Perfect at Bournemouth. Price Perfect. Interesting. Can't quite see what it is. I'm just going to look at the piece of paper while you look at this mystery box on my desk. Oh, yes. This. Whoop. There we go. The fingertip pulse oximeter. Let's find my knife. Yeah, this looks really cool. Packed with food grade paper. That's good to know because often I'm really concerned about that and I really want to eat this paper. Looks delicious. Inside the box, gadget and some bits and bobs, but let's have a look. OLED display. So this is the diagram of how it works. So it's basically shining infrared through your finger, and through that it can measure your pulse. Hurrah! So that's a nice, pretty simple concept actually. Nothing too complicated for us to worry about. Yeah, and I got this because I do a bunch of exercise and sport. I thought it'd just be interesting to monitor it. I tend to monitor it through my chest strap, which is okay when you're actually more batteries, actually doing some exercise. But when you're at home, you know, something like that's way more convenient. So let's find some batteries. Just looking at my shelf. Oh, there we go. That's lucky. I found one AA there, and I did spot in the corner of my eye another one sitting on the bench. It's annoying when some things use 3 AA cells, isn't it? When you get like an odd number. So just popping those in. And curiously enough, they both go in exactly the same way. And I notice here, looking there, you can actually see the ribbon cable that connects the top to the bottom, so you kind of want to be a bit careful on that. Comes with a little lanyard. It's cute, isn't it? Right, so let's turn it on. Wow, that is a gorgeous screen. Look at that. SpO2% battery and the BPM. Finger in. Is it doing anything? Oh my life! That is phenomenal. You wouldn't have expected that, would you? That's actually got a decent graph, and look at the rate of animation on it. It's really smooth. That's fantastic. I'm going quiet because I'm just sort of holding my fingers up to my neck. Yeah, that's pretty damn on the ball there. So I don't really know what these stand for, so I'm going to have to sort of look it up. But this is something to do with oxygen, so we should be looking at that. And the other one is your beats per minute. So let's have a little look-see here on the instructions. I mean, that's something that's sort of useful. It turns off after 8 seconds into standby if you don't use it. That's good to know. The fingertip oximeter can be used to measure human hemoglobin saturation and heart rate through the finger. This product applies to the family clinical use, blah blah blah. Operation in sports procedure is not recommended. Okay. It is also applicable to youth enthusiasts or mountaineering patients. Convalescents at home, those need first aid treatment. Elders over 60. It's just saying basically a description of every single person. Hemoglobin saturation is a percentage of between the capacity of oxyhemoglobin that's compounded with oxygen and that of all combinable hemoglobin. It's written in sort of Chinglish, so we've got to be a bit careful on this. The fingertip pulse oximeter features in small volume, low power consumption. It's just, I tell you what, it's really hard to read. I'm just trying to see if there's a chart though to tell you what we should be looking at, what's good or not. They didn't put anything on there because these, I don't think they're really trying to convince you of any medical thing, or at least make themselves liable for recommending. So yeah, I don't know what the 99 is. If 99% So it says it will range 70 to 99% at plus or minus 2%, or under 70% at plus or minus 1%. So that's useful. So you've got it that way as well if you want to hold it like this. So if you want to hold it like a lady and you're looking at your nails, you got it that way. That's quite cute. It's just got a bunch of different modes really. I saw a picture of one of these and it showed the graph on the full screen, but I don't think you're going to get a full screen one on this. So really that's it, 62 BPM. I don't know now if there's anything I can do. I'm going to try to hold my finger there and I'm going to put that on there. Now, you can't see this, but I'm going to attempt I can't quite bend down long enough. I'm going to sort of jog on the spot. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Woo! Come on. I'm doing like quick feet. Woo! There you go. I don't know what the beeping's warning me about. Perhaps it's seen this move quickly. Hang on, let's try this again. Ooh. Oh, did the heart rate just suddenly jump up? So maybe when I was running it went inaccurate. Okay, let's try again. Ready? Steady. Maybe if I hold it that way, just so I can kind of grip it a little bit so it doesn't go all loose or anything. Okay. I'm just wondering if it's working because that thing seems to be messing around a bit. Okay, and we're going to go again. 3, 2, 1. Ah! Come on! Whew. There you go. So it works. Not a massive amount of use of you if you're doing some sports though, because it's going to be too difficult to read while you're running around. Shall we have a quick look inside? I think we will. Gonna need a finer screwdriver. So what I could have done as well is measure when I started running or getting my pulse up and then see how long it takes for it to come back down again. Yeah, it's hard to say how much dismantling I can do, but it's worth doing. But yeah, I can just see it. There's no point dismantling it. Look, it's right there. That's just an infrared. It's the clear one, so it's the transmitter, I think. In fact, they're both clear because I can see the other one just in there. Just two clear infrared thingies, one being a transmitter, one being a receiver. So that makes a lot of sense really. You're just shining the light through your finger exactly like it says. So you should be able to make this. You could make one at home. I'm just wondering if that would be interesting as a sort of entry system into like a room. If you're too excited, you're not allowed in. So yeah, you imagine that. You're putting your finger on top of something like this. It's just really just shining a bright light through your finger and looking at the way that sort of varies. Interesting. But what it must do, it must just have a decent amount of sort of software in there that's just taking a mean average and just smoothing it out, because it's going to be a pretty messy signal. Let's have one last go, shall we? In fact, let's just try one thing. I'm going to put it on this hand and then I'm going to swap it over. $95.64. Let me take it off. I'm going to put it on this hand. I mean, that's pretty good, but I think it's remembering the 64 from before. But now, yeah, see the graph's changed? Now it's got an actual pulse coming through. So you can see what it's doing. It's basically taking a saturation reading from the infrared LED, and then it's scaling it. So if it doesn't read, if it only reads a small signal, it'll sort of adjust the low end, and the high signal it adjusts them back and forth until it can get a decent peak graph like that, and then that's what it's counting. So it's counting the BPM off those peaks it sees there. And there you have it. So have a look on eBay or Amazon. I think they're around 20 quid. But yeah, these are quite nice for sort of the casual pulse measurement that you might be interested in doing. 58. Can you get any lower? It has been known, guys. I wonder if you can measure off your thumb. Yeah. Oh. Remember that it's just saying the 58 from before. It's going to take time to read again. You can see it reading now. There you go. Must be 58. So please leave your comments down below if you've got any experience of these and you've seen them, used in the wild, like in a hospital or something. Love to know how you get on with it. So that's my experience so far. Please like, subscribe and share if you're that way inclined. And as ever, thank you for watching the Back Office Show. So I was just playing with this and I noticed something. If you hold down this power button thing, and I'll show it to you a bit up close and personal, like, you get a nice menu and you can click through these. You can see you've got an alarm, you've got beeps, you can restore factory settings. If you hold the button down on any of these, you'll go into like sub menu or the mode to actually change those things, and you can see you can actually change the oxygen alarms and the pulse alarms, and that's really cool. So I guess if you think about it, if someone you were using this was in ill health, for example, I don't know how long the battery lasts, but it could last significantly. You can more or less wear this device sort of permanently on your hand, and if they're feeling a bit rough, and then once it'll notice any significant change in their health and start beeping. So that could be really quite useful. Although I'm not sure if it beeps if it comes off. That would be my worry, because if it just falls off, you won't be notified that it's actually fallen off. I went around my family, children, wife, everything, and yeah, my pulse does seem to be quite lower than everybody else's, and I think I'm doing alright at the moment with these sort of 60s, but it has been lower. I reckon 50s are pretty typical for me. So I'm going to put this on while I'm watching telly and see how low it goes when I'm watching telly. Maybe I'll post them in the comments down below. Again, thanks for watching.